So good morning, students. Today we will discuss about the power electronics and the basic concepts of the power electronics and its introductory portions. Okay, so let us see what about the power electronics. So power electronics, the introductory part. So we will see in the power electronics, those are the concepts of the power electronics, then the application of the power electronics and application and the disadvantage of the power electronics converter, then the power electronics system, then the different devices used in the power electronics circuit and type of the converter. And there are different modules and we will see the question answers on power electronics. So what do you mean by power electronics? So there are two words used here, that is power electronics. So power electronics means it's a combination of power and electronics engineering. So power means it is related to the power system, having the substation, transmission tower, then the generating unit and the converters and the different parts, that is electrical parts. Okay, so that is called the power engineering, and the level of electronics component, it is at power level, and it is a combination of electronics engineering branch having a deal with different ICs, then the resistors, diodes, transistors, all the combinations used at a power level, that is they call the power electronics. So this is about the power electronics engineering field. And here the actual use of this power electronics component, it is in the power supply system. So next is the power electronics engineering, as it consists of power engineering and electronics engineering. So this power engineering means it is a generation, transmission, distribution, and the power utilization of electrical energy at a high efficiency. Because why do we require the high efficiency? Because we need if we generate, let's say it is 100 megawatt power, then it should be utilized at least 80 to 90 megawatt. Okay, because then and then we can utilize the full amount of generated power. Otherwise we will not get the proper output power, right? So here the 20 to 10 percentage or megawatt are due to, these losses are due to the transmission process. Okay, so here we have to generate the power at a high efficiency, okay. And that electronics component, that is the distortion-less transmission and reception, right? Distortion-less means we have to create the signal such a way that it has a minimum distortion, and we have to transmit the signals and the data at very low power. That is the electronics engineering. So level of the power, it is at milliwatt, and that is our data or any signal. And as it is at low power level, so we do not consider the efficiency of, generally we do not consider the efficiency of that electronics component. So here we, without considering to the efficiency, okay. But the power electronics engineering is concerned with the apparatus. So here this is the apparatus and equipment on electronics principle. So it is a concern with the apparatus. So here the apparatus are generally power apparatus like the motor, transformer, and many electronics component, also power supply. That level of the power supply, it is not at a signal level, but it is at a power level. So it's a combination of the power engineering as well as the electronics engineering. So this power electronics branch, the era of the power electronics engineering branch, it is started in 1956 through the invention in the Bell Laboratory, and this is the SCR. That is, the meaning of this SCR is silicon controlled rectifier. So again, I repeat this. So that is invented in Bell Laboratory. This is the SCR, silicon control switch. This is one type of the electronic switch like a diode, but diode is completely uncontrolled. It is either work as a on switch or off switch. We cannot control the on time and off time using the power diode, but it is a power switch, right? Similarly, the SCR is also a silicon control rectifier. It is also one type of switch, but we can control its on duration as well as its off duration also. So this is also a power switch. Okay. So that is invented in 1956 by the Bell Laboratory, and it has three terminals. One terminal, that is anode. This is anode. The another terminal is cathode. So if anode is more positive than the cathode, and some signal that we will apply to the gate terminal to make this device on off. So once we apply the gate terminal, then this is behaves like one switch, that is the closed path. Okay. Similarly, if there is no gate pulse or no signal applied to this gate terminal, then the behavior of the switch is like open circuit. So depending upon the pulses provided on this terminal, this SCR is we can turn on and turn on. And here in SCR we can control the total on duration as well as the total off duration. Now there are different components or the static converters we are using here. So the power electronics converter system, it is a static device that converts AC to DC, AC to DC, DC to AC, DC to DC, and AC to AC. So it is a static device. What do you mean by static? There is a no moving part to convert the power from one stage to the another stage. Generally with the help of the transformer or with the help of the generator, we are transmitting the power. In generator by using the mechanical prime mover, or we can say it is a turbine. Through this turbine, that is a moving part. Through this moving part, we are generating the power. While in the power electronics, we are converting the AC into DC. That is, if input is AC, by using the static switches or power electronic switches, we will be able to generate the DC power. If input is DC supply, then output AC we can generate through the static devices. That is called the converter. Again, if input is DC supply, we can get the DC also, that is variable DC. If you want any variable voltage, then also you can create this DC voltage. And another, that is AC to AC. That is, if input is AC supply, then if you want a variable AC, then also you will get this using the power electronic circuit. So here power electronics is the static device because we are using the static switches like diode, SCR, transistors. Okay. So here we have to use this power semiconductor devices used in the power electronics such a way that when it is turned on, it is fully turned on. And if it is turned off, then it should be fully turned off. So what do you mean by fully on? What do you mean by fully on? Fully on means the total amount of current will flow in that switch when it is on, And when it is on, then the potential across the terminals of the power electronic switches, it must be zero, no voltage drop that we generally expect. So the meaning of fully on means it handles the large current. As if switch is on, then it should handle the large current. Okay, not large voltage, but large current. And negligible voltage drop across it. Across it means it is negligible voltage drop across the switches only. So when it is fully on, and it should handle the large amount of current, whatever the capacity of the load, it should handle it. Okay, but when it turned on completely, then the potential difference across the terminals of the switch, it must be zero. Similarly, for fully off condition, when switch is off, then it should offer a highest impedance, and if impedance is very high, then it should handle the negligible amount of current. What do we mean by negligible? Because due to the context, there may be some leakage current may flow in this circuit. So it handles the negligible, it should handle the negligible amount of current with full voltage across it. What do we mean by full voltage? Full voltage means when the switch is open circuited, then the ends of the switches are under the high voltage. What do you mean by high voltage? Means the total voltage connected across the switch. That is called the full voltage across it. So through this, here the large current and negligible voltage, we can say it is a zero voltage if it handles the large current during on time, and if it has a zero voltage. So large current, zero voltage means current into voltage becomes zero, because here the negligible voltage means it is zero voltage during on time. So we can say that the power is equal to zero, because power is equal to V into I. Power is equal to V into I. At the same time, during the full off condition, it should handle the negligible amount of current with the full voltage across it. So as negligible means what? When it is turned off, then the impedance or the resistance across the switches, it is almost high, which offers the almost negligible means it is a zero current. With the full voltage means the total voltage connected across the switches. Okay, so that is current into voltage is equal to power. As it is a negligible current, so it is zero into voltage, that is equal to zero. So here power is equal to zero. So here the selection of the switch is such that it should have a low power loss in it. And if it is a low power loss, then it increases the overall energy efficiency of the devices. So this is about the converters and the other information. So what are the applications of the power electronics switches? So the application of the power electronics switches or power electronics devices are in the commercial application like advertising and heating. In the advertisement also we have to control the intensity of the LEDs, then we have to supply the power to the LEDs and the device is used on this, and our supply is only single phase AC supply, and the requirement for to display any letters or digits, it depends on the number of LEDs used, and those LEDs are working on the DC voltage, but the supply is AC. Therefore to convert the total amount of input voltage, that is AC, into the required amount of DC, we need one power electronics converter. Similarly, in the heating section also, we need special converter which converts the full unregulated AC voltage to the regulated AC voltage, so that we can control the heating of the heater. That is, if we are applying the total 230 watt, then the heat temperature generated through this heater, let's say it is 100 degrees Celsius. By reducing the supply voltage amount, that is from 230 to, let's say it is 200, then it is 180 and 160 likewise. Then by controlling the voltage, we can also control the heater temperature also. Similarly, by increasing the higher amount of voltage, we can also increase the temperature of the heating element. Another application of power electronics is in the commercial application, that is the dimmer. So here the dimmer is to flicker the voltages, and those voltages should through voltage, if we are providing the variable voltage, then we can control the dimmer intensity. Now in the case of UPS, This is uninterruptible power supply. So we require uninterruptible, means if any supply goes off, then also our system should work continuously. And for that, we generally use this UPS. So what is the role of the UPS? So UPS not only just to protect the device, but also provides the continuous power supply. That is, it is a battery operated devices. Therefore, through battery, we will get the continuous AC. And to convert this battery voltage, DC voltage, to the required AC voltage, we need power electronics. Okay, so that is the commercial application. Now, the another application of the power electronics is in the industrial. So in the industrial, we are using the arc furnace. Here, the role of the arc furnace is to mold the any iron material or any material, magnetic material. So this arc furnace also we are using the power electronics circuit, wherein we are controlling the flux by controlling the voltage, and through this heating generated in the coil. So this is the arc furnace that you are able to see here, and here we are using the power electronics converter. Similarly, for the transformer tap changer, that is to change the level of voltage requirement, right? Depending upon the available voltage, load demand, there is some reduction in the supply voltage also, and we require a rated supply voltage. So improve the rated supply voltage or to reduce the higher voltage, and also we need tap changing transformer. Nowadays, we generally use the power electronic switches to change the number of tapping, so that we will get the controlled AC output from the transformer. Now, the another application is industrial application, that is excavator also. Excavator requires the high starting torque, and high starting torque can be achieved through the induction motor or any DC series motor also, or shunt motor. But to get the high starting torque, we have to provide the proper amount of current to the devices, and it is only through power electronic switches, without any compromising the losses in the devices, we were able to use this power electronics converter module in excavator. Similarly, in the welding also we use as a rectifier in this welding transformer. So the rectifier converts the AC voltage into the DC voltage. Now another application of power electronics, that is in the residential application. In the residential application, we use is air conditioning to control the speed of the fan, using this to control the cooling mechanism, and to control the overall power consumption, we need a power electronics converter. Similarly, for the refrigerator also, in the dryer also, to control the heating of the air, we generally introduce the power electronics converter in the dryer also. And that is, there are some electronics door opener also, where it works on the magnetic principle only, and through this we can operate the electronic doors. Another fourth is, that is in the telecommunication. In the telecommunication, we need the battery charger and the different power supply. In the battery charger, we to charge the batteries, we generally use the rectifier unit. So this is a rectifier unit. This is a rectifier unit, and this is rectifier unit, and this is a power supply. What this rectifier does, so here the supply is three-phase or single-phase AC supply, and this rectifier converts AC to DC voltage, and those DC voltages we will get through this terminal, and we can charge the battery. Similarly, at a low power application also, we generally use this power supply, and through this we will be able to supply to the different devices to get the proper control voltage. So this is another application of the power electronics converter. The fifth application in the power electronics converter, it is in the transportation. That is in the traction control of electric vehicle. So this is, as you observe, that this is a pentagon. This pentagon above this pentagon is connected with the AC supply, but the buses or traction control, in that control we are using the different electromechanical devices, and to control the torque, to control the speed of the wheel, to control the proper amount of current, we need a power electronics. Similarly, nowadays the electric car is very much helpful for us to save the environment. And in the electric car also, we are generally using the battery, and those battery has to charge at an appropriate level through electrical power unit, and that is only through rectifier devices. And it is also, in that case also, we generally use power electronics converter. Similarly, we are also utilizing the proper energy generated through this solar technology, and it is also through the wind technology. Okay, so in that case, the generated voltage through this solar, it is only DC, and generated voltage through this wind generator, it can be DC or AC, but it is unregulated DC or AC. So to get the pure proper AC supply from the solar as well as in the wind, we need a power electronics converter which regulates and controls the output AC power or constant DC power. This is another static energy meter, and through this energy meter, we may able to get the total power generated or consumed, total voltage applied, then the total amount of current is flowing. It is completely through the static energy meter. And in that case also, to recognize and to identify the amount of voltage generated and the current, and to introduce a different component like the current transformer and the power potential transformer, through that we may able to get the total amount of current and voltage through the power. And nowadays in the utility system, the HVDC transmission line system, in that case also we use this power electronics converter. That is, if the generation is AC and the requirement is AC, but in between that, if you are transmitting the some amount of power, and due to the number of towers and the wires, we are not getting the total full voltage. That is, if you are generating the 100 megawatt through the power plant's mechanism, and it is connected to the transmission wire, and this is connected with the load, right? So if 20 megawatt losses are only in the transmission distribution section only, then at the load end side you may able to connect only 80 megawatt. And to avoid the to minimize the total number of transmission loss, if you introduce the DC, that is AC to DC, first is convert AC to DC, then transmit the power through this wire, and in that case we generally use only 2 wire or 3 wires, while in the three-phase supply system we need 4 wires. And then at the distribution side also we need AC supply, therefore we need DC to AC converter. So at the supply side we need AC to DC, and at the distribution side we need DC to AC. Why? Because at the end we need only AC supply, and we are able to generate the proper AC voltage or DC voltage. Okay. So in that case, that is in the high voltage DC transmission system at a high power level also, we use power electronics switches. So what are the advantages of power electronic circuits? So with the help of the power switches at a low loss in power electronic circuit, we may able to get the high efficiency of the device, because we are using the switches and it is not an mechanical switch, but it is an electronic switch and it has a low power drop. Okay, so through this you can consume the highest amount of power. Now, as there is no moving part, it is a static devices we are using, so it has a long life and we require less maintenance in the circuit. And due to the no electromechanical system in the circuit, it operates at a fast response. That is called the fast dynamic response. Why? Because there is no electromechanical system. And as there is no moving part, no electromechanical system, we are just using the power electronic switches. Therefore, its overall size and the weight of the component is really. Now, next is the disadvantage of power electronics. So the disadvantage is, the major disadvantage of this power electronic circuit is it generates the harmonics in the supply system and in the load circuit. Right, harmonics means unwanted signals are also present in the supply system, which may affect your supply as well as your load. It reduces the overall performance of the supply and the load. So in the supply circuit, the high harmonic distort the overall voltage waveform as well as the current. And due to the high frequency, as the frequency of the harmonics present in the supply voltage or in the current, it interferes the audio and video equipment connected nearby this power electronics module. And in the load circuit also, the high harmonics causes the commutation problem in the DC machine. So because of the high switching frequency also, and due to the voltage unwanted signals also, in the DC machine we are using the buses, and due to that it may also increase the overall heating in the armature core material also, and it also produces the noise. So to distortion or to minimize the total number of harmonic present in the circuit, we generally use one filter circuit to generally remove the harmonics or to minimize the selective harmonics. Another disadvantage is it operates at a low input power factor. As when we apply some amount of voltage, then the total current flowing from the input, it is not covers in phase with the total supply voltage, but it is out of phase. We have to reach the current shape towards the source voltage or the load voltage, and therefore it produces the low input power factor. And due to that, it produces the low input power factor. Though there are some components also present to improve the power factor, but we need overall power factor towards the unity. But it is really difficult because of the power electronic switches introduce the harmonics. But here it has low overload capacity due to the harmonics. As n number of harmonics, to minimize the harmonic, we are using the LC tuned circuit and different switching mechanism. And therefore, through these switches, we may not able to load or overload the 100% capacity. So this all are the disadvantage of power electronics circuit. Okay, so this is all about the power electronics, and in the next lecture we will see the overall power system mechanism. Thank you very much.